Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here tonight. We know your time is valuable and we're so excited to have you join us to celebrate this very special moment. For those that I haven't had a chance to meet yet, I'm Leilani. I'm the Chief Experience Officer at Vizard. And this is our first official event, The First Spark, a conversation all about creator origin stories and moments that got me started. This event is powered by Vizard. Big shout out to our CEO, Gary. We're an AI video editing platform designed to help creators, marketers, agency owners, and founders elevate their content workflow. Think of it as if ChatGPT and CapCut had a baby. Our ultimate goal is to build a fully conversational AI editing experience where you can simply prompt the agent to help you edit with the click of a button. We're also so excited to host this in partnership with Bentley, and I want to take a moment to introduce you to my amazing co-host, Gargi.
Awesome, thank you. Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. My name is Gargi. I'm one of the co-founders of Bentley. Who here has heard of Bentley by any chance? All right, a couple people. We host a lot of events in the city. We are currently building an end-to-end community management platform. So if you are hosting in-person communities in SF or anywhere, we are here to power your communities. So before we dive in, I wanted to give a really big thank you to all of the people who made tonight possible, especially our team, volunteers, and all of our sponsors. So let's give a big round of applause. All right, so we have two very exciting panels ahead of us with some incredible voices. We have artists, creators, engineers, advocates, designers, entrepreneurs, DJs, and community builders who are all shaping the content and the community we have today. So if you hear something tonight that inspires you, we recommend you post it on your story, share learning, tag us, and post us, and we'll repost all the content. And yeah, so let's get into it and let's spark some great conversations.
Now, I'm esteemed with some very talented guests tonight that are from various walks of life, and I'll let them come up here to introduce themselves, but give a round of applause for them. Thank you all for coming up today. This is the Vizard panel, How 4 Creators Build Their Personal Brand, where we'll be covering origin stories, the differences between platforms, and how AI video editing can come to play in this new era, and how each panelist creates content to resonate with themselves, their audience, or community. Now, enough from me, because I want to give our panelists a chance to introduce themselves and talk about some of the industries that they work in.
Hi everyone, I'm Makgeolli. I'm actually active duty Coast Guard, but I do make content, men's fashion, lifestyle, interior design, and this kind of random stuff.
Hey everyone, I'm Michelle. Mainly on YouTube, I've been on YouTube for about 4 years on and off, but on Instagram I'm making lifestyle, wellness, and cookies and content.
Hi everyone, I'm Adam. I'm a graphic designer, but I'm still on a path on being like national fencer for the LA Olympics and hopefully that works out. And yeah, so I do a lot of content on YouTube and also Instagram.
Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm also a product designer working in tech, but I also create content on like AI and design, fashion. Me and Adam also like sometimes upload DJ content on YouTube.
We'll definitely get a taste of their DJ content later as we are mingling and joining our sponsors. And I guess I'll talk a little bit about myself. My name is Leilani. Again, I'm the Chief Experience Officer at Vizard, and originally from Vancouver, Canada. Shout out Canadians. I'm also a product designer turned product marketer, content creator, and founder of Red String Studios, a community linking art, technology, and travel for creatives, nomads, and self-starters. And we would love to talk to you guys about any of these categories that you're interested in after the panel. Now, to start off, I have a collective question for our panelists here tonight. What was that moment that initially sparked you to get started in content creation?
Yeah, I started about a year ago, and to be honest, it was just sort of a leap of faith thing. I think content creation is something that has always been on my mind. I like fashion. I got an apartment. I wanted to decorate my apartment and also document that online. And now it's been a year now, and I think it's going pretty well. So.
For me, I always vlog with my family vacations. I never went anywhere, but I really fell in love with, I can't remember Vincent Nuggets, so in high school, I started a channel and then shut that down. But then during quarantine, I picked up the camera again and then started YouTube.
Yeah, so I've been in fencer for about 15 years, which is why I came to the US actually. I'm recruited for fencing. I'm the only one here in the US. My family's all back home. And I've had a lot of experience doing dabbling in iMovie and all that. And I wanted to capture my story here in the US so that instead of just phone calls from my parents, it'll be like, yeah, watch this video. It's way cool.
I think I first started learning about like using camera and editing video because some of my friends and I, we founded our first like K-pop dance club at USC and we were filming covers and I had to like learn how to film covers and then afterwards so many things that I'm interested in and I wanted to experiment with cool ways of like video transitioning and just showing my creativity and that's how I started.
I love that everyone here had a very different starting point in terms of their content creation journey. So let's dive into what the audience really wants to know. With Michael, you've built a recognizable brand with stand-up series like your Matcha Cafe and Boy Apartment content. But you've also said that you just like a lot of stuff. How did you find your authentic voice through it all, and what advice do you have for creators who feel pressured to niche down and pick just one thing?
I hear that a lot about like niching down. Honestly, I don't really believe in niching down, and for me, I feel like my favorite creators and the ones that I think are the best are the ones that put their personality first. The ones that really let their personality flourish are the ones that, you know, build a really great audience and they just have to believe that if they put themselves out there to the internet, people will resonate and the audience will follow them. And so that's kind of how I approach my content. I feel like everything that I put out is an extension of who I am, and it's just definitely just an expression of myself. And if people watch it, that's great. If they don't, sure.
If they mess with you, they do. If they don't, then it's cool. When I first met you, I feel like you had a very outgoing and bright personality. And I just wanted to know, were you always this Michael that you are now?
No, definitely not. So a year ago, I started doing interior design, decorating my apartment, and starting content creation. I was a bit more shy and embarrassed. And with that, you can do like kind of faceless, voiceless content. And then kind of like putting myself out there more, like talking more, showing my face, showing myself. Definitely took a lot of practice, took a lot of time, but definitely something I have to work on.
Yeah, and even for me, when I watched some of your series, I really wanted to just like copy you. We both speak Cantonese. I don't know if there are any Canton speakers in this audience, but he does a series, Speaking Cantonese Until I Get Better. Those are one of the series that perform the best in your content. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true.
I love that. Through those videos, you were able to find your own voice.
Like it's pretty scary to like put yourself out there on the internet. But honestly, like at the end of the day, if people watch it, they'll watch it, but you really can't be blamed for trying your best, putting yourself out there, and really building something for yourself.
Now, Michelle, I know you went to the Austin Creator event recently.
So last weekend, I went to Austin, like on a whim, to a film festival. It was really cool to see that all the creators that you see on the screen are just human like you. Some of them are very down to earth. When you're talking to them, we all go through the same struggles. We all have points where we want to give up. It really cool seeing like the films and meeting the people behind these.
I feel like your brand feels very cozy and grounded, especially in a space like pre-med that's often dominated by the hustle culture. As you've grown and shared openly about mental health, gap year struggles, and burnout, how do you stay consistent with content creation and navigating those personal changes?
That's the big question, how to stay consistent. When I started YouTube, I posted probably like once every 3 months, but the world didn't end when I didn't post, so don't put so much pressure on yourself to be super consistent. Two things come to mind in terms of keeping my consistency. One, I would say to switch it up. So for me, if I'm bored of YouTube, I'll switch to like Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. And then the same thing as Michael said, like don't niche down, pick different things that you're interested in and make content about that. The second thing I would say is when I'm burnt out from being on camera or editing, I just take like a cool tricky break from it. If I give myself like 10 minutes to decide if I want to be on camera. If I'm asking myself, do I really want to be on camera? I probably don't want to be on camera, and the content that I make won't be authentic to my audience. So if I'm questioning if I want to be on camera that day, then I just turn off the camera, take a break, and that's usually when I find the most inspiration to starting on the next thing?
There are definitely times when I feel very burnt out and I don't even know what to do with myself, but then I realize I just need to do absolutely nothing. Someone else who also has a lot of niches is Adam, actually. He lived at the intersection of elite sports, design, music, 3 distinct arenas, across sharing your story through social media platforms, professional work, and as Skywalker in your music. What's shaped your identity the most, and how have these different mediums and spaces influenced the way you tell stories and connect with your audience?
Oh, that's a great question.
Great question.
Yeah, so I've lived like many different lives, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do that. Like my whole life was fencing, and then still is. And now I'm also in big tech. Like I'm working. I've worked at Tesla, and I left Twitch to join a startup recently, doing product design mainly. The last thing is me being on a whim when trying to be like an artist or music artist who makes a lot of covers and makes their own songs. So that there's just so many things that I'm exploring right now. If you think about all these different vignettes, there's all these platforms that you can post your story. Because if you're posting a song, you might not post it on Spotify or SoundCloud. And then when it comes to posting design, maybe shedding light into your day-to-day life as a designer at this specific company, right? And that maybe is through YouTube or Instagram. And then there's the other part of fencing. It's like, why do you want to see someone fence, or why do you want to see people swinging swords? Like, is that interesting? For me, it's just playing around and telling that story so that people can vibe with me more than listen to me. Because I want people to have a front row seat to what I'm doing in my life, so they'll be like, oh, Adam is kind of chill. I always hang out with him. So that's kind of the vibe that I want to give to people whenever I'm sourcing out, okay, which platform should I post on, and it doesn't give me that much stress when I think about this.
And I feel like something that everyone is really curious about is, in terms of which platform you post on, what is the type of content that you should post? Because I feel like they're a little bit different on each platform. So how do you navigate that?
Yeah, so there's no really right answer to this. I feel like for everyone it's a trial and error method. I've posted things and archived it or deleted it. If you follow my Instagram randomly, I'll go on Instagram Live and you'll see me like the most random places. I might be shopping or I might be DJing at an event. So for me, it's a lot of experimentation, and I think I'm very grateful for my creative side of design because I like curation a lot in my content. So sometimes I can be scrappy, posting on Instagram Live, not giving a damn really about what shows up on the camera, but other times I really want to be specific and put all those effects and editing when I spend a lot of time in CapCut editing, so it really depends.
Totally. Jumping off of your point with CapCut and tools, I feel like, Jennifer, you're someone who has played a key role in developing AI tools like Microsoft Designer, and your personal brand uniquely blends lifestyle, design, fashion, and DJing. How do you see AI reshaping the future of personal branding, and how do you personally use it in your content creation process to stay efficient while keeping your brand authentic?
Yeah, for sure. I worked on AI creation tools for the past 3 years. That's sort of what I've been really passionate about in my work, as well as because there are so many new tools with AI and creation coming out all the time. We can easily turn it into like series of just like trying different things with your content with the new tools. I remember like trying a travel plus fashion video on a trip, and then I incorporated some effects I used in Poppi, and then I added music to it. So then it's kind of like a twist to the normal content you might see out there, and I think I should honestly keep doing that series. But also, I think in terms of like visual and video creation, using it saves me so much time now that I use tools to generate some images that I would have otherwise had to go find for a long time, or I have to create from scratch. Use these tools to generate assets for my mock-ups, designs, but I still need to use tools like Photoshop, Figma, whatever I'm comfortable with, CapCut to edit it. And a combination of like using ChatGPT to help me brainstorm what my storyboard should be like, what are some of the hooks and captions you can use. Obviously, you feed it as much information about your content and where you want to be first, and then it might just give you a good amount of inspiration to start with. But I would never rely fully on AI for figuring out your content, and then people can tell when you're using AI or not being the most authentic. So a good thing I always say is AI helps you take it from 0 to 0.5, and then from 0.5 to 1, you would need your personal taste, your own creativity. Also recently tried Vizard because it's like really good for turning like long form into short form. Some smart feature where you can edit your whole thing by deleting part of the sentence of the voiceover and it automatically clips for it. So I would just encourage trying like all the different tools out there just to spice up your content.
Yeah, that's such a great point. I think what you're talking about is transcript-based editing, and Vizard automatically turns your long-form content into short-form clips ready for social media in the correct ratio with captions. I'd definitely give it a try. But on that note, I'd love to highlight that we are actually offering 1 month free of Vizard.ai's creator plan to everyone who has signed up to attend our event today. Feel free to learn more about it today, but you will receive an email in your inbox on more of that. Thank you so much, Michael, Michelle, Adam, and Jennifer for joining me today and sharing such honest and inspiring stories. The first part is all about exploring the why behind what you do, and I think we've really heard some powerful answers tonight, from taking a leap of faith to blending passions across different worlds. Now let's pass the spotlight over to our Bentley panel.